state police.
Okay, and what did they do?
Well, they come out there and they went to wreck and it wasn't in their jurisdiction. Bastrop City was already there. And the state police that hit me was off duty in a state vehicle. And the Bastrop City allowed him to get on his cell phone and call the state troopers out there to work the wreck off of his cell phone instead of Bastrop City calling them in. He called them on his cell phone and had who he wanted to come out there and work the wreck.
Okay, let me back up. Hold on, let me back up. You were in a traffic accident. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and the person that hit you was an off-duty state trooper, or was he on duty?
Yeah, he's off duty.
Okay, how did you know he was a state trooper?
Because as soon as he got out the vehicle and I got out, as soon as he approached me, he said, "Today's your lucky day. I'm a state trooper. Off-duty state trooper."
Okay, and was he told you that right off the bat?
Yes, sir. That's the first words out of his mouth.
Did you ask him, "Are you a cop?" Did you mention anything, or did he come out with this totally on his own?
As soon as I got out the vehicle, as soon as he approached me, he said that today's your lucky day. I'm off-duty state trooper.
Okay, and was it
like that was a threat to me, or
was there anyone else there when he said that?
my brother?
Did your brother hear him say that too?
I believe so.
Okay, how old are you, sir?
I'm 21.
Okay, and how old was the officer, and describe his, give me his physical description.
He was in his late 30s or mid 40s. 20s, late 30s or mid 40s.
Okay, and what was his name?
Steve Wallace.
Steve Wallace. Had you ever met him before?
No, sir.
Okay, and the accident that happened, just tell me how the accident happened. What was it, a fender bender? Tell me, somebody hit him from behind or you hit him, what happened?
No, I went through the intersection and he come through and he plowed me right in the center of my car and spun me all the way into a 180 on the other side of the intersection.
Okay, so you come through an intersection. Did you have the green light on your side?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what direction, and what street were you on? What direction were you traveling, if you know?
East Cypress.
Okay, you were on East Cypress?
I was headed east, yes, sir.
You headed east on Cypress. Okay.
Sorry?
What was it? I'm sorry, maybe I messed it up. What's the name of the street you were on? I know you said you were heading east.
Cypress.
Okay, Cypress Street. Okay. And was your brother in the car with you when the car was hit?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Were either of you injured?
On his side.
Okay. Were either of you injured?
I've been having headaches and dizziness, loss of balance, nauseous. My head's been constantly hurting. My left leg's been hurting, and my back's been hurting me. He's
Okay.
got a broke shoulder and a crooked spine.
Okay. Your brother has those injuries.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have either of you been to the hospital since this happened?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. A couple more things. Now you said it was the accident happened in a particular city and it's called Bastrop?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is that Bastrop?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the local Bastrop Police Department stood down and let these troopers people come in and do the accident report?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and how did they explain that to you?
They said that the troopers, they didn't really explain it. They just said that the troopers was coming to work the wreck. And they was all gathered up around him the whole time that they was there. And the city police, they was saying that they smelled alcohol on me and they didn't do no sobriety test on me. And the state troopers got there and the city told them that they smelled alcohol on me, and the state troopers gave me a sobriety test, and two different ones, and they didn't find me drinking or anything because I wasn't. And
So you hold on. You had not had anything to drink.
no, sir.
Okay, what time of day was the accident? What time did it happen?
7:30 p.m.
Okay, and where had you been? Where were you coming from?
Hughes, my radiator hose just busted on my car, and Hughes gave me some water to put in my car. I just spliced my hose back together. I wasn't doing 10 to 15 miles an hour going through that intersection, because I was listening for my hose to bust again. I was headed to the parts store to get a hose.
Okay, and he must have run a red light?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and did he admit to it? Did he admit to it, or did he deny it?
He denied it, and the two state troopers that come out there that was work direct, they was talking about they didn't know what to do in the situation when it was 2 against 2, and they said, well, you know, if another witness comes up and says that they seen that wreck that night that the trooper was in, you know, you'll go to jail, right? And
they told you that?
Yes, sir, and that's when the trooper gave me the ticket.
And what did he give you a ticket for?
Running the red light.
And you didn't run the red light?
No, sir.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you a few more questions. I want to get to some of the influence that seems to be thrown around here. When that second trooper told you that you might get arrested, had he completed his investigation yet? Had he interviewed you? Had he taken your side of the story?
The other officer did, the one that gave me the sobriety test.
Okay.
He took my statement.
Okay, now, did they give the other driver a sobriety test, the trooper?
No, sir. They let him move his vehicle out of the intersection before the troopers even got there to look direct. The city did, and they made me leave mine in the intersection.
They wouldn't let you move him?
They let him pull his truck off into the parking lot before the troopers got there to investigate it.
Okay, and this was the Bastrop officers were letting him move the crime scene around?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, they might raise the question that they needed to move the car to prevent other accidents from happening. Was your car in such a position that it was in the way? Was it not in the way? Where was your car positioned in the intersection?
It was right in the intersection. I was coming one way, and I was sitting at the light going the opposite direction than what I was going.
So if anybody
across the intersection all the way around.
Okay, so if anybody's car needed to be moved, yours probably should have been moved as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now were they doing anything else to show him preferential treatment?
They was all gathered around him, and they let him leave 45 minutes before me while they sat out there and gave me a ticket and talking about threatening me to take me to jail if another witness showed up. And now that they got another false witness on the police report that wasn't even there.
So you think that they dug someone up to weigh it in favor of the officer?
Yes, sir. We know they did.
Oh.
The girl that they got to be the witness is all related to the police.
And she claims she saw the accident?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
She claims she was behind me and wasn't nobody behind me.
Okay. Okay.
Nobody showed up at the scene. She said she checked on both drivers. She never checked on nobody. I had my eyes on Wallace the whole time.
So you never talked to this girl who claims that she checked on you?
No, sir.
Did you ever see her at the scene?
No, sir.
But she claims she checked on both drivers and then presented herself as a witness?
Yes, sir.